So everyone, we are here with Max Adler. He recently re-signed with the Denver Outlaws, face-off specialist with the Denver Outlaws last season. He won 2018 MLL championship, and unfortunately they lost last year, but I know he's excited to get back with the Denver Outlaws. So first off, Max, tell us a little bit about re-signing with the Outlaws and how excited you are to rejoin the team.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't be more excited. Denver Outlaws were the ones that gave me a chance to play at the pro level, and then obviously winning a championship in 2018, and then coming so close in 2019. And the way that ended, I really feel like our team has some unfinished business to do, but just the amount of support we got from the city of Denver because, the playoffs and championship were in Denver was awesome. And I really love playing for the Outlaws, love playing for my coaches, and I think the team chemistry we have is really unmatched. So, no, really fired up to be back.
No, that's awesome. And do you guys feel like you have a little bit of unfinished business, losing in that championship in such a heartbreaking fashion? Are you guys, kind of regrouping this off season to kind of get back on the field, in full force?
Yeah, no, we're regrouping, but I mean, I think about, and I think we think about, everyone on our team thinks about that game every day and how much it hurt and how bad how bad we wanted to win. And I think it really just drives us even more to do whatever we possibly can because we came so close and had it ripped away like that.
Hmm.
So really just think we're doing whatever we possibly can to get back there and then to, finish the job.
No, that's awesome. And I do want to talk about one of the moments from last season too, as well. You went 23 for 24 with a 95.8% faceoff percentage, setting the MLL record against Chesapeake August 10th. What was that experience like last season?
It sucked. I remember we lost that game. So honestly, like not definitely not one of the highlights of the year. Couldn't care too much about it. I really just think it speaks to how great of wing play I have and that we have on the Denver Outlaws. Because sure, the stats show up in under my name, but I mean you have Charlie Hayes, Brian Begley, we had Matt Gilray, Zach Courier, all those guys really busting their butt on the wing, and a lot of those 50-50 balls that can go either way they're picking up, and I might get the face-off win for it, but I think a tremendous amount of credit goes to them.
No, that's great. Very selfless of you to say that. But a phenomenal individual accomplishment, even though you guys did end up losing. But you had a great season last season. But what have you been doing this off season in terms of working out? Putting the work, on the field and improving your game to kind of get ready for this 2020 season.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much we just getting so close and, losing by a goal in the championship. It's like, what could you have done differently? Could you have worked a little bit harder? And would that have been the difference? Because, I mean, the margin of error is so slim that, I mean, one of the main things I'm doing is my trainers, Coach James Pendergast, who's the strength coach for Hofstra.
Hmm.
So I started actually working with him last year, but was able to really get to actually like meet him and train with him at Hofstra. So I think that's really helping take my game to the next level in just terms of being on a real strength program that's geared towards my position and towards my season. And I'm definitely seeing that pay dividends on the field. And it's something also I don't have to worry about because, that's not my background. It's not in strength and conditioning. So to have someone who's the best in the business at that, put me on a plan, definitely like just eases my mind and gives me just a great plan to follow leading up to the season.
No, that's great. And then one final question before we get into our fan questions. You mentioned, how the strength and conditioning that you've been doing this off season, but how has your wrestling background kind of helped you as a face-off specialist? Because you did wrestle in high school. So talk to people a little bit about that, your wrestling background, kind of how that led to you, taking face-offs.
Yeah, so I mean, I think a lot of it, like, there's two ways to look at the wrestling background. It's one, like the mentality of a wrestler, how it's somewhat one-on-one in wrestling, and then obviously like a face-off's also somewhat one-on-one, even though you do have the wing play. But just, the mindset, the pressure, the work ethic you need for wrestling and everything like that. And then just physically being in those weird kind of awkward positions you get in face-offs and being able to like be strong and comfortable in them the same way that you are in wrestling. So I think from that aspect, it really helped me a lot as well.
No, that's awesome. All right, so we're going to take some fan questions. So keep leaving them in the comments, guys. We'll try to get to the best ones. First one I have, this is a fun one. We have Ali9 wants to know what your favorite White Claw flavor is. Are you a White?
Yeah, we are. So the Outlaws, we definitely had a couple post-game White Claws. That's actually Dylan Ward's girlfriend.
Gotcha.
Um, so I think probably my favorite White Claw flavor would be mango. So it's a
All right,
pretty good one.
the Outlaws. The mango's orange, right? So,
Yeah, exactly.
all right. I have another question real quick too before we get some more fan ones. But talk to us what head you're using right now. I know you use Maverick, I believe. So, what are you working? What are you using in terms of facing off? What type of head?
Yeah. So right now, Maverick just came out with the Maverick lock. So right now I'm using that and we'll be using that for the season. And I think it's, definitely one of the top face-off heads and it suits my game really, really well. So that's what I'm using right now and love it. So excited. Definitely will give me a competitive edge this season.
All right, no, that's awesome. And then Kyle Killen wants to know, how do you shoot a twister so good?
Yeah, so I've been fortunate enough to be with a lot of box guys, and they've taught me the ropes. So I think I have 100% shooting percentage on Dylan Ward, and I guess I'll keep that since he's gone. So yeah, no, the Canadians have showed me the way.
That's awesome. Yeah, some Colorado Mammoth out there. We're wishing them the best during this hiatus. We have another question: is what's your favorite quarantine show right now? Are you watching any TV shows on Netflix, or what are you kind of doing to keep busy?
Yeah, so I haven't seen too many shows. I think I just started McBillions, which is about like the McDonald's scam that they did, and
I,
that seems pretty funny. So I've
yeah.
heard good things about that. I only got partway into the first episode and fell asleep. So that's my go-to show right now.
All right, and Dylan Ward wants to know. Rumor has it that he beat you in a face-off. So you may have 100% shooting percentage on him, but is it true that he beat you in a face-off competition?
No, so he went early, and I think we just kind of let it go. So I mean, he can have that if he wants, but we'll definitely have to get a rematch. We can do, somewhat of like a Braveheart thing where we can both face off, and then I can shoot on him in goal. So we'll see what happens.
Sounds like you got some a little bit of unfinished business you guys got to do this off season. Um,
Absolutely.
we'll take a few more. We got Jake Silks wants to know what's your bicep workout?
Oh, I appreciate. So that's one of my buddies from college who actually showed like we do biceps together, and he's the one that showed me the bicep workout. So you'd have to ask him.
All right, well maybe we can get some footage of it, later on our Instagram or whatever. Let's
Yeah,
get
Jake,
to
send in some videos.
awesome. Let's get to a few more. Let's see. I'm looking here. Is it true, Jake? With another one, is it true that your brother got attacked by a shark and therefore is tougher than you?
It is true he got attacked by a shark when he was surfing. It's definitely not true that he's tougher than me. So like I said, I have the wrestling background. He doesn't. So I think that kind of, gives me the advantage over the shark bite.
All right, we'll do two more. What is your favorite restaurant?
My favorite restaurant. So in West Hartford, my favorite restaurant's Bar Taco. And it's Mexican like taco type. You can get a bunch of different tacos. So I have to say in West Hartford, which is where I live right now, that's my favorite restaurant.
All right, and that kind of leads into another fan question. Eli Morosi wants to know, when's the last time you ate a carb?
I eat carbs all the time. You got to eat carbs to fuel up. So he knows that. He played lacrosse at BU in Bentley, so he knows you got to eat the carbs to fuel up.
All right, awesome. So we got one final one. We got a fan wants to know, which pro face-off guys are you practicing with right now? Obviously we're in quarantine, so I don't know if you are able to practice with anybody, but even if it's not right now in the immediate, which face-off guys have you been practicing in this off season with?
Yeah, so Noah Rack, who actually lives in Connecticut and plays for the Connecticut Hammerheads. I practice with him a good amount and a lot of the local college kids around here. And then Joe Nardella is someone that, is, especially as we get closer to our seasons, that we'll try to meet up with at least once a week. He lives in Boston, so we'll figure something out. And I normally train with him too. So he's actually the one that kind of taught me how to face off. And so it's definitely, we complement each other well and have some good battles.
No, that's awesome. And you guys run the face-off factory together, correct? You teach your guys.
Exactly. So yeah, so pretty much all the coaches in the face-off factory all train together too. So it works out great because we can kind of do coaching and also train together.
Awesome. Well, this has been great. We really appreciate you coming on, Max. Guys, make sure you check out Max on social media. You can follow him on Instagram as well as Twitter. And make sure, too, we have a podcast episode with Max that we did last fall, so check that out, too. You can learn more about him, and we'll definitely have him on the show in the future. But, Max, again, congratulations on re-signing with the Outlaws, and we look forward to seeing you suiting up 2020.
Thanks a lot. Really appreciate you guys having me.
All right, thank you, Max. We're signing out. This has been our first Instagram Live of Pro Lacrosse Talk. We're hoping to do a lot more, but we appreciate Max jumping on. So make sure you guys follow us, and we'll have some more for you coming in the future. But this is Hutton Jackson with Pro Lacrosse Talk, and we're signing out.